Hello everyone, I'm Emma and I'm your storyteller for today. Today's story is called Horace, the Hairy Electric Spider, and this is chapter 1. Horace is a spider, but somewhat larger than the average. He is a toy, and he was bought for a little girl who up until then had been a little scared of spiders. She saw them as gribbly, chasey, scuttly things that popped out when she least expected it. Once there was one that just appeared in the sink, and it frightened her. And another time, one scuttled across the floor right by her foot and made her jump. Her parents kept wood for their burner, and so there was always a stock of dry wood in the house, and the spiders seemed to love that as their favourite hiding place. So unfortunately for this little girl, spiders were here to stay. She would just have to get used to the idea. To help her with this, the little girl's mummy saw Horace at the store one day, and she decided to bring him home. He caught Mum's eye because he was shiny, with sparkly hair and big, cute, round eyes. He was also electric pink, the little girl's favourite colour. So Mum popped him in her basket and took him home. She popped him on the little girl's windowsill as a surprise, and when the little girl saw him, she truly was excited. This spider wasn't scary. He was huge and huggable, not small and scuttly. His legs were covered in shiny, sparkly hairs, so when the light caught him, he sent showers of little light beams bouncing around the walls like fairies dancing. And he had the biggest, roundest, most adorable eyes the little girl had ever seen. She adored her newfound friend and decided to give him a name. Being electric pink, she decided on Horace, the hairy electric spider, or just Horace for short. Chapter 2. Horace was very pleased with his new home and his new friend. You never quite know when you're sitting there in the shop window, just peeping through the glass and watching the world rush by outside. So many people, so much hustle and bustle, so many cars and buses and bikes, and so much noise. To Horace, the outside world was indeed a loud and scary place, and when he awoke from the factory to find himself there, he was very afraid. There he was, minding his own business one minute, and the next he's shoved into a box and thrown in the back of a van. The next thing he knows, he's placed at the front of a shop, looking out at all that noise, with no idea where he might end up. Being in a shop window, of course, means people can see you. And so poor old Horace soon discovered that people give a very mixed reaction to spiders. At first, he learned he even was a spider, or so he assumed, as that's what people kept saying as they pointed at him. "Ooh, look at that," said a lady, pulling a face. "Ooh, I've never liked spiders. Ugh," she said, and she gave a little shudder as if to shake one off. "Oh, he's so cute," said a teenage girl. "Just look at those big eyes. What a cute spider." "Look at that spider! Daddy, look!" said a little boy, trying to drag his father back to look and see. But Daddy was on his phone, didn't really notice. "So I'm a spider," Horace deduced, as he worked out that's what people were calling him. He wasn't sat there for too many days, but the not knowing made him anxious and unsettled. There wasn't much room to scuttle, or even to stretch his legs, and so being kept cramped for an unknown amount of time really wasn't much fun. Luckily, he considered, he was a toy, and therefore his body was stuffed with fluff, so at least he didn't need to eat. Although for certain, Horace didn't know what real spiders would eat at this point. He didn't even know there was such a thing, for Horace only understood that which he had seen, and so far the only spider he had seen was himself, and only that being what he could make out in the reflection on the shop window. So Horace really had no idea at all that he had been made in the image of something. He just thought he was he, and that was that. You can imagine then the shock when, after he had settled in at his new home with his new friend, a real spider came crawling along. That's the end of tonight's chapters. Sleep tight. See you soon.